Hi guys, Ramsey here. Tonight we have don't ask me why I pointed to the window. You guys can't see it's night, but it is night. And I have a surprise unboxing. I told you that today is the day that falls right between me and my wife's birthday. And so we went out and celebrated, and I came back, and guess what? There's a parcel waiting for me. And this parcel, I already started the unboxing process because I didn't want to rip through this with my teeth on camera. But I will tell you that this is a special fragrance because I have been looking for this fragrance for years, literally years. And I've been striking out constantly. Or when I found a bottle, the price was outrageous or whatever it was. I didn't trust buying it on eBay. It didn't look authentic, whatever it was. The stars never aligned, okay? And as you guys know, I am a technology Luddite, so I do not have Facebook groups, Instagram page, any of that stuff, okay? And so what ended up happening is one of my fragrance brothers, Rudy, thank you very much, he pointed out that there is a bottle of this for sale. And it's in the U.S., and I'll tell you what ended up happening is Rich Mitch found a bottle, but it's in the U.K. And after Her Majesty's royal servants, I was going to say something mean, but I won't. I'll be diplomatic. Destroyed my parcel of Kinski and Portos, which, that hurts. Sultan Vetiver, I can get another one, but Kinski and Portos really sting right here. I didn't want to risk him sending me another package, and he didn't have it in his collection, so I figured it would be a great find for him, and he got it at an amazing price. He got it at like about a third of what I paid. This is a fragrance called Absolue pour le Soir by Maison Francis Kirkjohn. Now, this fragrance came out in 2010, and I have to say that the aesthetic of the House of Maison Francis Kirkjohn, I never got on with. I actually own 0 bottles. This is the first and probably last full bottle of an MFK fragrance you will ever see in my collection. I do have some decants of Grand Soir. I have 3 11 ml travel atomizers. So actually, this is the first time I've ever seen even one of these boxes. So it looks like this, and the bottom has all of the information. I have no clue about batch code or anything. All I know is Rudy said that this guy that I bought it from really takes care of his fragrances, and that is all that matters to me. And he said there's 1 spray missing, and so with these little MFKs, you just kind of flip it over, and there's the box. That's inside the box inside the box, and then you open her up, and there she is. The 70 ml bottle. Jipping us of 30 ml, Kirkjohn. But there she is, 70 ml. And I did pay a respectable price for this. Someone told me that if you already own Salome, which I do, you do not need this. But I wanted it. The collector in me wanted it, okay? So here we are. We're going to do a first impression. Maybe I'll even wear this as my scent of the day tomorrow. 2 sprays. We'll let this settle, shall we? Okay. So I do get some sweetness in the opening. But the note breakdown, for those of you that are not familiar with this scent, it's white honey, benzoin, incense, sandalwood, ylang ylang, rose, atlas cedar, and cumin. So this is supposed to be his most challenging scent, and I can see why. There is almost this incensey rose with cumin in the opening. It reminds me of something, but I cannot for the life of me put my finger on it. Let's see what Fragrantica says it's compared to, just out of curiosity. They say it's compared to Tom Ford's Amber Absolute. Is that true? Does this smell like Amber Absolute? Okay, here's one that I can kind of see. Tom Ford's Sahara Noir, which is also discontinued. And I did a first impression. I have a decant of Sahara Noir. And I did a first impression of Sahara Noir, and I really enjoyed it. That's one that I would really like a bottle. And I think the reason it's compared to it, the reason that this is compared to Sahara Noir is that you get this benzoin incense combination, which, to be quite frank, I don't get too much comparison to Sahara Noir in the opening. Maybe in the dry down, you'll start to get more Sahara Noir feel, but in the opening of Absolute Pour Le Soir, it doesn't feel as green incense. That green incense in Sahara Noir really jumped out to me in the opening, if I remember. This feels almost like you're smelling a candied rose in the opening. You know, Francis Kirkjohn uses a lot of synthetic musks, and that's the thing that, you know, that's the reason why I never owned any of these bottles, because those synthetic musks never really worked for me. And there is a little bit of a synthetic, there's a little bit of synthetic sweetness in the opening of this that is kind of putting me off. I was expecting a little bit more, you know, Boss Number One, Pissy Honey. I'm not getting that. I'm getting kind of like a sweet candied rose dipped in cumin, if that makes sense. And you can tell there's some resins underneath. There is definitely an incense note, but just off of a very first impression, it doesn't smell as well done as the incense in Sahara Noir. There is another fragrance that this is compared to, and I have it right here. It's called Amouage Fate Woman. Now, this is the only Amouage fragrance that I have that does not actually have a magnetic cap. This is the old vintage just click cap. So let's really quick just spray this for the hell of it. Let's see if it's close. Since it's bedtime anyways. Oh yeah, Fate Woman instantly feels much higher quality. It feels deeper. It feels like it was done by a professional. Absolute Pour Le Soir feels like it was done almost by like an intern or a student. And I'm not trying to be rude. That's just my honest opinion. I like it. I think I will enjoy, I'll be able to enjoy wearing this fragrance, but I would say probably off of just initial impression, I probably would have been better off spending that money on a bottle of Tom Ford Sahara Noir. That's a little bit closer to my taste. I enjoyed that DNA a little bit more right off the bat. This candied floral thing, synthetic floral thing I'm getting in the opening is not as posh and high class as I was expecting from a MFK that all the fragrance lovers talked about how much they love it. That being said, it is only a first impression, and I've only had it on my skin for 5 minutes, so, you know, it could easily change in the next couple minutes, couple hours. But off of initial impression, I would say go for Fate Woman. I don't have my Sahara Noir bottle or a decant to do a third spray and do a comparison between the three. But as it's settling down, it is getting a little bit. It is getting a little bit more interesting. I don't think just off of initial impression that this is the masterpiece people were making it out to be. And again, maybe that's why the house just doesn't get on with, you know, maybe that's why I'm not so excited about him being the in-house perfumer of Dior. Because if he made this stuff for his brand, and this was his niche brand that sold for high money, you know, this is supposed to be like a high luxury niche brand. You know, what's he going to make for Dior? A designer. This probably is one of the greatest perfumes that Francis Kirkjohn ever made, in my opinion, because there's not many other great ones to compare it to. For me, I would take Sunshine Man over Eau Noir, so Eau Noir is out. I would take, you know, probably the fragrance that would compete with this for best fragrance that Francis Kirkjohn ever did is Fleur du Mal, in my opinion. That has a beautiful chamomile floral note aspect to it. It's a masculine floral, if you will, in the same range as like Reflection Man or something like that. Some of these discontinued Francis Kirkjohn MFK fragrances, though, I don't know. I mean, the other ones that are discontinued is like Apalm and stuff like that. And I think the collector in us maybe just, you know, we hear discontinue, we have to go out and run it. There was no way I could ever sample this. There was no way I could sample this, so I had to blind buy it. I'm still glad I have a bottle because it has been on my wish list forever, ever and ever. And maybe I'll give it a full wear soon. But just smelling the two side by side, just because Fragrantica had them compared to each other, I didn't plan on doing this at all. In fact, I didn't even know it was close to Fate Woman. Fate Woman smells so much higher quality. It smells like a complete fragrance, while Absolute pour le Soir feels like it is, you know, a science experiment kind of thing. It's interesting. At least it's interesting. I have to give it that. But it is not what I was hoping for just off of first smell. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting something amazing, and kind of let me down. But my expectations are through the roof. As you know, I have some amazing fragrances, so, I mean, you're not going to win them all. And sometimes I've learned that it takes a little bit to, you know, it takes a little bit to grow on you sometimes. It's not always love at first sniff or love at first scent or whatever it is. It takes a little bit for a fragrance to really grow on you, and I could totally see this one becoming a grower, but that synthetic rose, that synthetic floral, that, is there musk in here? What does Fragrantica say? They say no musk. They say no musk. I'm liking what it's turning into now that the opening has dried, but that sweetness of the opening really just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Someone else may say there's no sweetness in it, but when you compare it to something like this that really doesn't have that synthetic sweet note, you really can tell Sometimes that's why I like comparing fragrances side by side. I like doing these impressions right next to each other on skin, because even though if you do too many, your nose will get overwhelmed. If you just do one on each wrist, it really gives you an excellent comparison point because it's right there. Your nose will instantly pick out the differences. And for me, I am leaning towards Fate Woman heavy. I mean, if I got to keep one, it would be Fate Woman for sure, hands down. So that's a bit of a disappointment. That being said, I love cumin, I love incense, I love benzoin, I love honey. This fragrance should be right up my alley. So I am gonna give it wears and test it, and ultimately I will do a full review. But I wanted to do a quick unboxing and just a quick first impression. I was hoping the first impression went a little bit better, but sometimes that's how it goes. And again, I'm not down on it because sometimes fragrances are growers. You know, sometimes you don't always love it right away. If you have experience with Absolute Pour Le Soir, let me know. If you think there's a little bit of synthetic sweetness in the opening too, I would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. But let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it as fellow fragrance lovers. I am still just over the moon to have a bottle. I've been hunting this thing forever. And so now you can go live with your brothers in your collection, and you'll live a good life. You'll be put to use. So let me know what you think, guys. I love seeing your faces in the comments. I love interacting with you. I learned so much from you guys. It's unbelievable. So if you have opinions on this, let me know. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the unboxing, and I'll see you tomorrow with a real fragrance video. Bye, guys.